Pilos helmet. The Pilos helmet was a design that was first used in the 5th century BCE. Named after the Greek felt cap, that in which it mimicked, was first used and designed for the Spartan hoplite military. However, this style of helmet would later be used by various other peoples throughout the historical time of the Hellenistic Age, and even beyond. In which, I do want to add, this helmet was more commonly seen to be used by the Spartans at the Battle of Thermopylae Pass than you would think of the Corinthian-style helmet. In fact, this helmet would even be used in the Peloponnesian Wars, rather than any other design. In fact, this type of helmet would highly be used by none other than the infamous Philip of Macedon and Alexander the Great's military, and would be used highly throughout the Mediterranean. In fact, styles like these can easily be seen in the Greek Hellenistic world, such as Macedonia, the Seleucid Empire, Ptolemaic Egypt, Carthage, the Etruscans, Samnites, Italian and Latin tribes, Thracians, Dacians, and even Rome, the 6th century BC to the 1st century AD. There is designs that have also been uncovered in parts of Italy that are called the Negu helmet, of which were known to be an Italian copy of the Pilos. In which many people would ask, why was this helmet design made? Well, simple. This was a cheaper and easier solution compared to the Corinthian style. In which, fully made out of bronze, these helmets, the majority of them, only had a bell-shaped design. Those that could afford it, though, would actually use cheek plates to protect their face. In such, though, this helmet design actually was highly used by multiple people because of its simple, easy, cheap design. In fact, as you see here, me wearing the Corinthian style helmet, there is a huge problem. One, especially if I fight with the form of the hoplite shield formation, a downward striking blow can easily strike my skull, while the Pilos helmet can actually deflect the blow to the side. Even a thrust can actually cause the blade to deflect to one end. We can see why the Spartans preferred this design of helmet. So, why is it that this helmet is not seen as much as the Corinthian style? Simple, the lack of artwork. However, we have found more and more historical archaeological findings on the Pilos helmet rather than the Corinthian style helmet, leading many historians to actually argue if most of this artwork had been redone or been sadly destroyed in history. In fact, the Pilos helmet you see me wearing is actually a design from the Seleucid Empire. Multiple designs of artwork and features on these helmets were made, so it is kind of very common to see symbols of various people from various regions. Some accounts even states that the Parthians had a design of helmet identical to this, but this one is little known. As I stated, Rome used this type of helmet from the 6th century BC to the 1st century AD. However, by the time of the mid to late Roman Republic, this helmet had started to become more of a symbol for a centurion, rather than a symbol of an everyday soldier. So yeah, this type of helmet would have been used by the said Roman centurions. However, there are accounts that even during the time of the Eastern Roman Republic, in the time of Jesus Christ, that this type of helmet was highly used by the Romans in that region, possibly due to its design, or because it was more favorable. Whether or not it was, leads to many historians arguing on what design would have been better. Me, I kind of prefer the Pilos over the Corinthian. Reason being, one, I can see a lot better, and also I can hear commands even better. As well, a downward chopping blow would be nothing compared to wearing a Corinthian style helmet, that in which would receive the entire full force of the blow. So, yeah, I'm more of a Pilos person rather than the Corinthian person. Don't get me wrong, the Corinthian is good, but the Pilos is better for combat use. Let me know if y'all would actually prefer this type of helmet, or if you would prefer a different type of Greek design helmet. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways guys, it's been Celtic Templar. Hope to see y'all in the next one.